Yo, good morning, Adam. Did you catch this dump? Woo! Nice, man. This looks a little crazy this morning, but damn, that's a nice move there. These are some big ass wicks. Holy shit. This is a 5 minute candle and we got what is that, 700? That's a 100 point. This is a 100 point candle right here, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. the, the move's probably done now. Probably got chopped the rest of the day. Holy shit. Oh, like ES started moving faster. Like instead of consolidating here, it started moving down. Got it. Man, I wonder if we're going for these lows. I mean, to me, I mean, look at this dump. It looks to me like we failed to go higher. Like, this looks like an epic failure. So, like, you know, what are we doing? What are we doing down here? Except for going to hit these lows, I mean. I don't know. Let's hope so. If it starts, like, messing around, I don't want any part of messing around, dude. I'm a little bit afraid of I don't know, just a snapback from this big move down. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where I would want to take this shit if I go short. I'll probably go short when it's trying to bounce up and retrace the whole move. Golly. Dude, I was watching this last night. God, man, look at this shit. Like it's coming down, like it's trending, and then it's just expanding each direction. Then it, like each time it's coming up, it's like, oh, this looks like it's gonna reverse now. Nah, we're just gonna go further down. Finally did it though. Oh, you're thinking about a long here, huh? It's tough. I don't know. That would be nuts if it went long and retraced this whole move. I don't know. I mean, it looks like this area got protected pretty well. Damn. Looking like it could go long. All right, copy that, man. Went ahead and hopped in. It looked like we had strength coming over this area right here. 24,610. I don't know though. I mean, we're probably. Let's see. I'm gonna put a fib on this. See what's up. We're probably okay. We got like 35 more points until we. Well, we're right at the 50% Fibonacci, but the midpoint of this fair value gap right here. I don't know. This is some kind of crazy price action. Yeah, thanks, man. Let's get it. Let's go, bitch. Get out of here. The fuck? My I got platform issues. This is annoying. I gotta restart this. Watched the new South Park episode yesterday on Paramount, plus JD Vance characters too funny. Oh shit. Did you see the JD Vance movie? Give me 1 sec. A big fan. Yeah, there's a JD Vance movie. It's got what is her name? Man, damn, I can't remember her name. Anyway, it was a good movie. Kind of shows how he kind of grew up in a like when fucked up family. His mom was pretty messed up. Awesome. This is an awesome pullback, dude. All right. I think we're back. Let's see. Dude, you got to check out this these Delta candles I got. Oh, I gotta fix this. Sorry, one sec. All right. Yeah, check this out. I'm trying to get the, there we go. So you see all those numbers, that's what's hitting the bid and what's hitting the ask. So aggressive buys and sell orders. This is like a individualized volume profile for the 1 minute candle. And then you can see when they're highlighted like that, there's an imbalance. Basically just getting all the, this, and then, oh, you can't see, sorry, hang on. There you go. And then trades, volume, buy volume, sell volume, delta bar, delta percentage, cumulative, delta, minimum, yeah, anyway. So it's got all the stats. Yeah, it's really cool. I like it a lot. I don't know why it's so like, I guess it's just the resolution. It needs to be like, maybe because on my other screen, it's not this like congested. Anyway, so I have that down here. It's pretty sick. I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about this bouncing. I feel like we could just keep going no lower. Seeing a lot of, looks like a failure to go higher here. Yeah, we got a new hourly candle coming up too. Man, I feel like the way I'm feeling about today is I think there could be a huge move to happen, but it's looking pretty damn tricky right now. Um, I guess what I'm afraid of is that like going like basically going for, you know, continuation moves and we just essentially range. I don't know, that trade back into the range I took long. I mean, it was a range trade. But I think what's tricky is that like it looks like it's got a lot of strength in one direction and then it'll just stop and then have that same amount of strength in the other direction. Like right now where it's at, like normally I would think, okay, we're gonna go with some strength down here. There's a lot of orders coming through, and we're just getting caught right here. And if we get caught for long enough, I could see it just, pew, rubber banding back up. But a minute, let's see. All right, got the new hourly candle coming. You're not in? Copy that. I'm just waiting to see if we can get below this right here. If we start bouncing off this area and this area gets defended, I might just hop out. Yeah, the candles are a little bit scary. You got like, it could just out of nowhere just bounce 20 points, That was, it's about 20 points. And you just gotta be ready for that with small size wide stop. I mean, I feel like that long I had was a pretty deep stop, and look at this fucking wick that took me out. So I don't know. I think I just need to be careful with this kind of price action today. Oh, I'm gonna chill for a second. Oh, I'll be right back. Yeah, nothing's feeling right. Long here, big ass wick, take me out. Go short, bounces back on me. I don't know. I think it's gonna be really tricky. I think based on what happened this morning, and then this big pullback. I mean, we're looking at super wide swings, and I think some tricky price action is what I'm anticipating. I mean, if it could break through this area, I mean, I think we got a pretty. It could come down quite a bit, but I mean, look at this. Look at the size of this protection right here. But you know, if it busts through that, it could go bonkers. But I don't know. I'm just not liking the. I'm not liking the read on it when it it's looking really strong in either direction, and then just boom, it just bounces, reverts. This is brutal. This is what this wick 25. This is a 55 point wick. And now we got this range. I don't know. Not feeling super great about the price action. I'm after this fucking beautiful move right here. Oh, my screen's off? Is it? Or, sorry, Cupid, was that earlier? I can't tell. I don't have timestamps on chat. Oh, okay, copy that. How you doing this morning, Cupid? This is pretty wild, huh? I'm feeling a little hesitant today. Aw, damn. Sorry to hear that. It's looking like it could continue to do that today, at least to me. This is the hourly. This is ugly. That's an ugly hourly right here. No direction. We're just consolidating on the hourly, and then this was just look. We took out both sides of the range here. Still looking bearish. Yeah, I just don't. I don't see. I don't know. I mean, it's tough because like down here, what I would be looking for is like momentum to the downside, and then because like it's like we already tapped these levels, right? So if if we come back up here, I don't know. Maybe we could take this out, hit this gap, and then come back down. But if we just start dropping from here, here's my issue is that if we start dropping with momentum here, we've got this level right here, which seems to be a pretty strong level. We bounced off it twice. So like if it starts showing momentum to the downside, I just don't know if I can trust it, especially considering the like what these candles are doing. It looks like it's strong and then it bounces 30 points. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, we could grind through this area or something, and if we get through this area, then we could have a nice pop to the downside. It's just I think it's gonna be tough for me to take a trade short from this area. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm feeling a little like I need to wait for something to shake out. This like this right here, what we got going on is it's gross. This is gross. Yeah, Cupid. That's kind of what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna wait for it to get out of this bullshit area. We got a 40-point range here, and I don't think I have a good gauge on directional bias here. Plus, we got this really strong area here, and then this area up here that we were rejected hard from. So. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is the type of price action I don't want to be in. So we got to wait for it to bust out and show us something. I'm anticipating being there's going to be a lot of fucking fake outs today because we got a lot of indecision still on the higher time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame and see what that looks like, and I'm guessing it's not much better. Yeah. Four-hour looks bearish. Looks like we were kind of coming to paint over this gap here. Looks like that's what we're doing right now, just going back and forth in this gap. But yeah, 4-hour looks bearish. I just I don't know if I can trust it. Nah. Yeah, not definitely don't want to put all your chips on this shit. trying to see if there's a way I can get this up on, get these Delta candles up on the screen. Give me 1 second. Come on, man. Yeah, this week has been super solid, man. I had a couple of good days, a couple of bad price action days, but P&L wise, great week. Got to make sure we hold on to it. It's Friday, going to the weekend with you know, at least knowing that we took good trades today and didn't blow it up. Yeah, Adam, how are you defining your sell zone? I know we talked about that before, but you looking at order blocks and like previous, you looking at previous areas right here? Let's see, but it's going right. It's a digit actually bust through the sell zone or closed above it at least. There is a 5 minute fair inverted fair value gap that was created today. Okay. You're like probably around here or something. Hmm. All right, fuck that. I'm not putting that shit up there. Yeah, but at the same time, there's an hour set up for ES that is holding it down. I don't feel comfortable with anything. Yeah, I don't either, dude. We're still in this range right here. And you see something happen outside of this shit. Yeah, Cupid might tap the lows in reverse or something. Yeah, I think you were probably talking about right here, whenever it did that. This is, you know, this little green bubble right here. This is like the only thing on this chart here that I see is like, this is the only telling thing. I mean, this, obviously we got these levels here that are highlighted for the volume profile. This is the value area low, this is the value area high, and this is the point of control right here. So all these are proving to be good levels, but this, I think, is the most significant thing that I see is this big ass aggressive buy order that not only stopped sellers here, but was able to push price up. Obviously, we revisited, but we see that it kind of stopped dead in its tracks right here. Damn, dude. Well, sorry to hear that, Cupid. You mind running through what happened? Price action is hard to trust. So we're breaking out of this range right now. Let's just see if we can see anything, or if this is just a manipulation here. We got some buying happening at the high right here, but let's see, is it rejected after this buy, or do we get some follow through? You lost 3 funded accounts today? I thought you were gonna pass them today. Did you pass them, activate them, and then lose them? This candle, let's see, what is this candle right here? 85. Jeez, man. I think today's a breakfast burrito kind of day. Yeah, Cupid, you mind explaining that, dude? So yesterday, I know you had a good day and you were planning on getting a funded account. I didn't know it was 3 of them, but you were planning on getting your funded accounts activated today. Did you like trade early, get them activated, and then you blew them right away? I definitely feel for you, man. That sucks if that's what the case is. You know, what I would ask you, and, you know, with the risk of, you know, you just let your emotions get to you. Yeah. What I would ask you, with the risk of, you know, sounding like a, you know, kind of an asshole, but like, what, number one, did you not have your max loss activated on these funded accounts, or did you have them activated and then you changed them? And then what kind of sizing were you using? I know this shit's kind of probably hard to talk about. I'm just trying to uncover, what happened and if there's anything we can do to prevent it from happening in the future. And trust me, I know what it's like to do that. I've done it before. I blew 20 funded accounts in one day. I gotcha. You had one activated, but since I got a new account, it wasn't set and you didn't realize it. Okay. And then did you just kind of have a downward spiral of trades, losing trades, and then you just kept going in with big size or something? I got to be honest with this price action. These wicks and all this shit. I gotta imagine there's probably so many blown accounts today, but the thing you got to keep reminding yourself is that like you got to be different from everybody else. And I know that's easier said than done. When you start, you might want to implement a rule where if you lose 2 or 3 times in a row, you're forced to sit out for a specific amount of time, or you could even be for the day. But I know what it's like to have to sit on the sidelines. Sucks, but yeah, that might be a good point, Adam, to not try and analyze it when you're frustrated. Yeah, it's a hard thing to be objective, as long as you do it. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, man. That sucks. I've been there. But yeah, I mean, if you're trying to look at it objectively, the first simple answer is the second you get funded accounts, put that max daily loss on it, and then don't change it. If you hit that max daily loss, like that's your strongest line of defense. So, I mean, that as tough as it is, and I know, like I've gone in there and changed that shit, and that's not a good thing to do. So, I think the first thing you need to do, the second you get funded accounts, go in there and set up your max daily loss, and then also lock yourself out of being able to change the settings. So basically lock in your max daily loss, and then make it so you can't touch it. Yeah, Cupid, totally get it. And the only thing I can tell you is that it's gonna be, the not following max daily loss is gonna cause you a shit ton of pain, unfortunately. And also, like, the fact that you're down 1,600 since you've been trading, you have to get it in your head that, like, you could potentially lose a lot more while you're learning how to trade, and you're learning how to manage your risk, and you're learning how to manage your emotions. You could lose a lot more. I know it feels like, you're so close because you got the funded accounts and whatnot, but if the emotional trading doesn't stop and the max loss isn't put on your accounts, it's gonna be a long road of losses. What's up, Nella? I'm sure you want to offer me some graphics or something, huh? when you get the one another thing is, you're I know that you're antsy to get that money, but you got to remember what you're setting out to do. Remember what got you those funded accounts was being patient, not going big size, not YOLOing. And you got to do the same thing with your funded accounts. It's the second you get your funded accounts, you gotta really, really, really ingrain it in your head that you cannot rush the process. You should not be shooting for a payout from that funded account the second you get it. You need to be thinking, if it takes you a month to get a payout after you get that funded account, that's fine. Getting a funded account is not a green light to rush the process. That's when you need to slow it down even more. Yeah, I think Adam and I have a little bit of a different, I don't know, perspective. So first of all, yes, you have to define what your strategy is, what your edge is. I happen to think right now the biggest problem that you have, Cupid, is your emotions. And I think that if you get a hold of your emotions, it'll be obvious to you whether or not your edge is actually working. Also, I probably wouldn't discourage you from trying to define what your edge is. What is your strategy? What causes you to get into a trade? I know that you're kind of following along with me a lot, and I try and do my best to kind of explain when I'm getting in and why I'm getting in, but sometimes the trades happen really fast and it's tough to explain it. So I would just make sure that you have, well-defined rules for what's going to get you in a trade, and then your strategy for managing the trade, taking profit, so on and so forth. Dude, the fastest way to make progress as a trader is to go slow. I promise you that. You can either just submit to that, or you will learn the very, very hard way. The reason I say that with such conviction is because I learned the hard way. You cannot rush it. You cannot rush it. You have to go slow. There's no other way around it. You will, what you'll find, if you continue to go hard and try and rush it, what you'll find is that it will work out some of the time. But trading is a numbers game. And if you continue to push it and push your luck, you will blow it. You will blow it. And I'm going to just tell you how it is. You will fail if you continue to try and rush it. You will fail if you continue to try and push your size so that you can speed up the process. It's about being able to survive the drawdown, survive the losing trades. And I've told you time and time again about the risk of ruin. That is a very, very real and scary thing. If you can't survive, 10 losing trades in a row, 15 losing trades, 20 losing trades in a row, you got to change your risk management. Yeah. Yeah, and here's my take on that, Adam, is that those people probably don't know what they're doing. But my perspective is a lot can be ruined by emotions, whereas if you take one strategy and stick to it and you have the right mental control to be able to execute that strategy, there are many, many strategies and edges that can work. Take a simple, 200 EMA, 100 EMA bounce where, under the right conditions, you always take that bounce. You can make that edge work with the right emotional control. You could take a 2-candle breakout trade and make that work with the right trade management and the right emotional, control. You can take a, mean reversion trade, take it over and over and over based on distributions, and you can make that work as long as you have the ability to control your emotions. So I guess what I'm saying is there are an infinite number of strategies that can work as a trader. It's not just about having like the right. You don't have to have some special like golden strategy. You just have to be able to understand what your strategy is, stick to it, and then control your emotions to the point where you're not being hijacked, sizing up and blowing your risk management structure. Yeah, 100%. So I mean, I think we're probably on the same page with like, yeah, you gotta have a strategy that does work. But right now, what I'm seeing is like, if you cannot execute your trades without sizing up when you lose a trade. I'm not saying you can't size up after you lose a trade, but there's a difference between sizing up strategically and sizing up because you're pissed. And Cupid, you know what? Like, you can have these. I think you need to really think about what kind of system do you want to implement that you will listen to. Because if you analyze what happened this morning, go back, look at the trades you took. What was your sizing, and how many losses in a row did you have? Then come up with a system that you will have the ability to follow. That like you don't have any resistance against. Like you got to completely clear the resistance you'll have for creating a system that's like, okay, if I lose 3 in a row, I've got to walk away, or whatever the case may be. You got to have a system that says, I will not enter more than 4 micros, or whatever it is you decide. I would tell you straight up right now, if I were giving you advice, it would be, if you take 3 losses in a row, sit out, get out of the market, even for the day. If you take 3 losses in a row. Also, I would say you are not allowed to trade more than 4 micros, period, the end of the story. Until you can show that you can manage those 4 micros, do not size up. That's what I would say right now, and I know that you don't have to listen to that, and you're gonna do whatever you want to do. But if you're having these kinds of problems, you have to make changes, or else you'll continue blowing accounts, and it'll be a long time before you make progress. And you've got to get it out of your head that you're going to be getting a payout next week. You've got to stop with the timelines. You really like need to think about the fact that, like, for most people, it takes them 2, 3, 4, 5 years before they're profitable in this game, because it's hard. And you've got to think about it like, always using the analogy, when you become a doctor, you can't rush through school. You can't rush through the education process. It takes, 8 to 10 years for a doctor to be his own doctor, run his own practice. As a trader, it's so easy to look at how much you can win and say, that's what I want to do. I want to push the wins. But what you really have to do is you have to stop. This is really what it's all about, especially when you're new. You've got to suck less. You don't have to kill it more. You have to suck less. So you have to reduce the amount of shitty trades you take. You have to reduce the amount of emotional hijacking you get. You got to adhere to your rules. You've got to be extremely selective with your trades, and really keep it in your mind that it's not about hitting the home run. It's about hitting base hits, and you got to suck less. You've got to raise the bar from the ground up. You're not trying to take your trades from here to here. You're trying to take your trades from here to here. So stop taking the shitty trades, stop doing the oversizing, stop getting emotional, and slowly this will go up so that like you can have those nice base hits, and that will keep raising while you're raising the floor. But the point is that if your floor keeps getting blown out because emotions, heavy sizing, not being disciplined, it will always continue to do that. I promise you. It will always continue to do that until you start fine tuning it, until you can get your consistency between here and here, here and here. You might lose small red, then you might win small green. Then every once in a while you're gonna have a big green, but you're protected on the downside because you're worried about sucking less, not hitting the big home runs. Don't think about hitting the big home runs until you can handle not sucking. Yeah, there's some people who trade for a couple weeks one way and think that it works. Yeah, so I don't know. I've got mixed feelings about all of it. So like, when you think it works, in reality, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you haven't back tested it enough. But it can also lead to strategy hopping, where you test it for 1 week and then it doesn't work, and then you strategy hop to something else because you think it doesn't work. But really, it's a matter of the market conditions you were trading in, or potentially you're not even trading it correctly. So there's so many variables. My point right now is that getting a hold of your emotions is a huge factor in this, and understanding when not to trade is probably the biggest factor that can probably help you, Cupid. And yes, of course, understanding different strategies will help you, but back testing only gets you that far. A lot of it has to do with how you're going to execute it in forward test. So if there's a strategy that you want, then bring it, to us as a group, and we can help you refine it. But the biggest thing right now is like, you got to get a hold of that downside. You got to get a hold of the negative emotions, and you've got to really like. I sent that article, that book, The Mental Game of Trading, by Jared Tendler. You might not think that you need to like have that kind of education, but if you're having emotional, challenges with trading, I would recommend you read it. The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. I recommend it to everybody. So anyway, man, Cupid, I'm sorry, that happened. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a really tough road to profitability. That's all I can really say is it's really fucking hard. It's really tough. Don't try and shortcut it. The other, the other thing I would say is that, and this is kind of goes to Adam's point, but I think it's looking at it a little bit of a different way, because you have strategies, right, that work, but they will only work under specific market conditions. That's, I think, one of the biggest fallacies with people trying to develop a strategy, is that they don't understand that the market, when the market is doing this shit, when it's chopping around, that's not a continuation strategy day. You might be able to catch this move, right? But if you're trying to take breakout trades within this, you're probably going to get fucked. And eventually, right, it does work. We get a breakout to the downside. The only way you're going to be able to catch this downside move is if you're waiting to get let's say this manipulation, right? You get a manipulation up, you get confirmed strength. I bet you if I zoom in here, we get an inverted fair value gap, right? And I'm not saying this price action's easy. All I'm saying is like, you got to wait. then you see strength, then you see rejection, and now you get follow through. Now you take an entry. So it's either that or hope, and I should say, if you're getting faked out in here, you better be getting faked out with small size, so that when this move happens, you actually have ammunition to go short. You don't, last thing you want is like, oh, I'm going to go short here, and then it comes back up. I want to go short here, comes back up. I'm going to go short here. And now you're like $1,500 in the hole because you were sized up way too big, thinking that every time it breaks this high, it's going for it. Also, notice when this breakdown actually happens. After 10 on a new hourly candle. So if you want to be able to limit your trades and you want to refine your strategy, maybe you're only taking hourly manipulation candles. Alternate to the hourly candle. And, you know, like I said, I'm happy to, you know, kind of work with you, but, you know, like you've got to come up with some ways to prevent yourself from getting hurt. And this, you know, this might be something you can do, is limit yourself to don't trade the first 30 minutes. Wait for there to be a manipulate. Like here, if you waited for this manipulation to happen on the 10 a.m. hourly candle, I mean, that's a huge move. And I know hindsight trading doesn't fucking work, but the point is you gotta rethink everything that you're doing, and by coming up with ways that you can remain safe when the market conditions are not in your favor. And then you got to figure out, how do you identify when market conditions are not in your favor? You know, I mean, looking at this price action, and I'm sure it was pretty nutty when this started, but when you're getting these big swings back and forth like this, I know it's tempting because you could potentially make, you know, $1,000 in 1 second. But every time you have that thought in your head, I can make $1,000 in 5 seconds. Also think in your head, I could also lose $1,000 in 5 seconds. Yeah, you're gonna have stop loss, but I guarantee you, if you got your stop loss in the correct position, it's probably gonna be -500, -$1,000. And once you hit that once, you're going to want to go in again to make it back up. It's just the way it works. So start thinking about how you can refine that strategy, and make sure you have a strategy for, like, look, I mean, like that book, The Mental Game in Trading, here's what it would tell you to do. You've got to map out when your triggers happen for tilting, and you have to know it before you have to know it before it even happens. And you got to know it before it happens, so that when you start seeing those triggers, and then you also have to understand why do those triggers happen? Not why does the result of the trigger happen? Like, if you lose a trade that's like -$500, why do you want to go back in and make it up so quickly? What is it? Do you feel like you need to prove the market wrong? Do you need to feel like you need to be right? You know, there are all kinds of things that kind of go on through your head that you don't actually realize are going on. You have a bunch of subconscious thoughts that happen that make you just push the buy button, and you're getting pissed off and you're emotionally triggered. You got to figure out why is that actually happening? So it's like, a lot of times when you have a big negative trade like that, what's going on in your brain is, I've got to make this up or else I'm not going to be a successful trader. It's shit like that goes on in your brain that makes the fight or flight response of your brain go off, because it's now threatening your identity. Oh, I just lost $500. That wasn't my expectation. I'm not a good trader because of that. I better make it up so that I have something to show for it today, so that I'm not considering myself a shitty trader. So I better make it up. So when you have these kinds of thoughts that happen automatically in your head, you got to be able to recognize, okay, what am I actually thinking, and is it correct? In that situation, no, it's not correct. Losing a trade does not make you a bad trader, right? So you need to reinforce that. Figure out where the thought comes from what could be a potential trigger for you losing one trade, at the beginning of the day. Don't trade at the beginning of the day. Size down at the beginning of the day. So figure out what it is that could potentially quell those triggers. Then once you figure out what your reaction to is it, you need to actually physically write down why those thoughts are incorrect. It does not mean I'm a bad trader if I lose one trade. Why is that? Because losing is part of trading. Now, what I have to do when I lose is remind myself that losing is part of trading. And I also have to remind myself that losing can be a trigger for me. And when I get triggered, I blow accounts. So there's some psychological reprogramming you're going to have to do. And there's some adjustments you're going to have to do to have some hard and fast rules for the way you trade that can prevent you from hurting yourself. Right now, it's like you can look at this market and be like, man, that's fucking whack. This is shitty, choppy price action. And that's why I blew my accounts. But really, you need to look at yourself and say, I allowed this to piss me off enough so that I blew my accounts. You got to really be accountable for it, because then you're going to start dissecting what it is that you do that actually causes that to happen. So anyway, man, I know it's tough to hear. I just want to see you succeed, and I know that's what you want to. And I'm just speaking from experience, because I've been through it, and it took me a long time to learn some of these lessons. And I'm the type of person that, like, I'm typically good at shit. I typically pick stuff up, and, I can be talented at it and learn very quickly. And that, to me, can be a hindrance in the learning process, because I can typically learn stuff fast. So I get an ego about it, and which can send me on tilt when it's like, oh man, like fuck this. I'll be right eventually, and so I'm gonna size up or whatever the case may be. And it's just it's a vicious cycle, because then you blow an account and now you feel like you have to be in even more of a hurry to get a funded account. So now you're gonna blow that eval by going big. And then once you get the funded account, it's like, okay, here I am, let's fucking do it. I got a funded account. I want to get a payout, in 5 days. 5 days is the minimum amount you can get a payout, with your account. I'm going to make sure I hit that minimum amount, because I want that money now. Like all of those kinds of thoughts, like, you don't realize it, but it does so much damage to your trading. So it's like, if you could reprogram your brain to say, my goal is to not lose $300, a day, or my goal is to get a funded account once I get my funded account, my goal is to get a payout in a month. So how much do I need to make per day to get a payout in a month? Calculate that. Oh shit, it's $50. Well, each day you got to make 100 to 150 or whatever it is, $200 a day, for 5 days to get that payout. So that means I make $50 per day, and then every once in a while, when I have a good day, I hit $200. But let's say that's like, every once in a while I'll get that $200, but otherwise I'm gonna be happy with $50, $100 a day. I know that sounds counterintuitive, and I know that sounds like it's going to be difficult, but you got to get creative with the way you kind of talk to yourself and strategize with yourself. And you've got to be thinking like how you've got to like talk to yourself that way. You've got to talk to yourself as if you're talking to another person and say, what are you going to do to get there to make sure this doesn't happen? And then answer it. Well, this is what I did last time. How do I prevent that from happening? Well, I know for one, I got to put on my max loss. I know for two, I got to present the biggest risk I have for blowing my accounts is going on tilt. Okay, well then how do I prevent myself from tilting? What tilts me? Okay, it tilts me when I wake up late. And these are real things. Like if you wake up late and you get FOMO, because the market started without you and you see a big move, that can fuck up your whole day. So like you gotta be able to recognize these things. When I go out at night and I wake up late, and the market went without me, that could tilt me. When I lose a big trade, that could tilt me. When the market is going back and forth, that could tilt me. Write out all these things that could potentially tilt you, and then figure out how you're going to prevent it from happening. And then when you start even feeling an inkling of that tilt, get your hands away from the keyboard. Yeah, impulsive trades too. Sounds good, Cupid. I'm gonna stop lecturing now. I just, I hope you don't take it the wrong way. I'm just trying to help. And trading's hard as fuck, is what it comes down to. So I think we all need as much help as we can get. We should all lean on each other, because we've all had different sort of experiences with trading, and I think everybody's opinion is extremely valid when it comes to, offering their experience to aid in, making success in trading easier. All right, cool, man. All right, cool. Yeah, Adam says, I would even say sometimes if I catch myself analyzing this and that and start to get excited, step away, impulse trading, incoming. Yeah, so that's another thing, right? Is if, again, it comes back to mapping your emotions. Like, you start getting excited, that excitement can lead to impulsive trades. Those impulsive trades can lead to tilt, so on and so forth. So, definitely valid. I gotta be honest, guys. I see this as being a really difficult day to trade right now. That range we've been in, this range we've been in, like, it's just got we've got no structure right now is the biggest problem, except for this, consolidation range that we broke out of, came back in, and we're just kind of messing around. Oh, that's a shit. Dude, I was spanking his fucking scientific ass last night in Rally, and I told him I was gonna make a slideshow of all the wins I got, because I took a picture of, like, when you're standing at the podium in this game, it shows you winning. I got, how many wins did I get? I'll just count them for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I got 12. I got 12 wins on them. It felt so good. I was like, dude, I can't wait to get on Rally so I can fucking spank your little fucking scientific denying ass. You do that when you play Warzone? What do? You just talk shit to your friends? Oh, you take pictures of the win so you can rub it in their face? Yeah. Dude, I love it. Love, like, Ben's actually really good at games. I can't play any games where, like, you level up, and you get equipment and stuff, because he'll just fucking power level shit, and I don't have time for that. Like in Elden Ring, for instance, we would play PvP, like, against each other, but he ended up leveling up like to where he was like, I don't know, like 60 levels above me, and it's like at that point we can't even play because you know you got like gear that like will kill me in one hit or whatever. That or like I don't know. I guess Call of Duty might not be the best example because most of the upgrades are aesthetic, right? Or sometimes you can get, I guess you can get like you know, extended mags and shit like that. So if it's a game like that, you yeah, he'll grind through it, and it's like, dude, the fuck, man, like we can't even compete anymore because you just like leveled up way beyond what's possible for me to beat. But anyway, he's usually really good, and I would imagine he's probably pretty good at Call of Duty. I don't know if he's got your sniper skills that you have. That's insane. But yeah, it would it would be honest, it'd be hella fun to get on Warzone at some time. As long as I'm on your team and you're not fucking shooting me in the head as another team. Man, I really wish I could put this up here, but I don't think, I'm going to be honest, I don't think this is going to be extremely useful today. You know, it's like, we kind of just got noise in the market, but it's really interesting, you know, to see. Cupid, I don't think you were here when I was explaining this, but essentially what this is like you can look at all the orders that are happening in one candle. And it tells you, you know, what, I mean, all of these are like, this is all stats on what's going on in between this candle. This highlighted one will show you like where the highest amount of aggressive volume is. And then whether or not it's on the like the right side or the left side tells you whether it's a sell on the ask or sell on the bid or a buy on the ask. So this shows aggressive orders, essentially. And so, you know, if you imagine this bar being at the top up here with a shit ton of orders, but price didn't move above it, now you're looking at a, you know, a hidden seller up here that is keeping price from moving up. Yeah, so you could probably get, you know, analysis paralysis by looking at this without being used to it. But for, you know, order flow trades, you know, you'll find that like at key levels, you might find, you know, kind of what I was referring to. Like if we're dipping into a fair value gap, for instance, and you see like, let's say like 500 orders that hit the bid, that sell at the bid, but price doesn't move, that's going to be really telling for you. And then what you'll start seeing is price push up, and then you'll start seeing when it pulls back, you know, there will be like the low of the candle that remains there, and it doesn't go below that, but that's where the highest amount of bid sells are. And you'll start seeing kind of patterns that market makers make where, you know, they move the bid and it's not going below that bid, and then the price moves up, and then they move the bid up, and they keep pushing the bid up. So, in any case, I won't have it up there all the time, but you know, it's there. I'll try and figure out a way if I can make it non-intrusive, I can put it somewhere. You're definitely more bearish than bullish, yeah. All the structure looks bearish, but it looks messy. Higher time frame probably cleans it up a little bit. I'm put it on the 15. Yeah, 15-minute looks way better. When this area breaks down here, it could be a huge sell-off. Could be another 100 points or something. I don't know. I don't know if I have a lot of faith in this breaking soon. I'm gonna get a breakfast burrito. That's what I need. Oh damn. Do I want? Is that what I want? I don't know. It's almost lunchtime. I can pretty much get whatever, lunch or breakfast food. What are you guys eating today? Oh. Ah, sick, man. I think that sounds like a smart move. This price action is whack. I might. I'm gonna see if this starts picking up speed. We're above 24,600, potentially for a long. I'm gonna take a shot. Immediately, immediately it drops. Small size. I'm gonna be small size all today. All right, I think I'm just gonna let this chill for a minute and see what happens. I was thinking we were gonna hold above 24,600. Looking like we were picking up a little bit of momentum, and I was thinking about potentially scalping to this 24,635. I'm cool with letting that chill. I'm gonna order some food. Looking good. All right, might be looking to target that 24,666 potentially. If we keep this momentum up, it might hold and see if we can do any damage up here. I'm gonna do a little ad there. I like the momentum. Take one off there. I'll go ahead and close that. I think that was enough for that trade. I'll be right back. Yo, thanks, man. I got a nice one out of it. What are you, good boy? Hey, what's up, bud? You hungry? Are you hungry? Come on.
Finally what you came for, finally what you hoped to find. Racing home from her house, looking out for black and white. Dark days in the summer, a million ways to toe the line. Can't wait, holy other, might as well be the seventh sign. Ooh, it goes hand in hand with fear for the afterlife. Ooh, how can we fight it if we don't even know why? While the dollar is strong, while nobody else relies, when they turn the corner, when you know we're out of sight. Dark days in the summer, in the rain, the water's fine. It was wild combination, either that or right down the line. Ooh, it goes hand in hand with fear for the afterlife. Ooh, how can we fight it if we don't even know why? I've been on the way, I've been on the way, I've been on the way for so long. I've been on the way, I've been on the way, I've been on my way for so long.
Hey guys, I think I'm gonna cut this stream off early. Take my little small wins and put them in my pocket and chill the rest of the day. And Cupid, just some advice. Don't beat yourself up too hard today. Take some time to reflect and make some adjustments, but don't beat yourself up. And feel free to hit me up on Discord if you need some emotional support. I'm happy to chat.